House correspondent Kelly Meyer is on the road traveling with the president this weekend. Mar-a-Lago joins us from West Palm, just across from the president's estate. All right, a lot of news, and some of which you made yourself, and asking the president questions on the plane. What's the latest?
Yeah, hey there, Connell. Fresh off of Air Force One, a lot of news on that plane as he came back and spoke with us just before takeoff when we were leaving Washington, D.C. I asked him about those SNAP benefits and if he would be able to move around some funds, as he did with the military, to make sure that these millions of Americans could have access to this federal food assistance once it expires tomorrow. And I wanted to play what he had to say. Take a listen.
On the SNAP benefits set to expire tomorrow, folks are talking about putting out about canned goods and non-perishables for trick-or-treaters. Is there a possibility, like you did with the military, moving around funds? Is there a possibility to do that?
Well, there always is, but all the Democrats have to do is say, let's go. I mean, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to agree. All they have to do is say, the government is open. And we only need 5 Democrats.
And he said there always is. And now, as you mentioned off the top of the show, Connell, that the judge is ruling him to use contingency funds. So the next question for him, as we go back to Mar-a-Lago in about an hour or so, is to see if he's going to obey the judge's ruling here and use those contingency funds to make sure that these Americans have access to that federal food assistance. My question there, when I was asking him, I mentioned that I've heard of people that are putting canned goods and non-perishables out as they have trick-or-treaters come by, because this is showing just how many people could be impacted from this, Connell.
Yeah, it's amazing. We were just saying that, I don't think a lot of people, President Company included, understood the impact, the 42 million, how big a number that is. I know, and I saw earlier that you got a question in on the strikes on Venezuela as well. What came out of that?
Yeah, so there was some reporting that he has made a decision on strikes within Venezuela. That would be the first move. Now, he has said in the past and told us that those strikes, land strikes, could be happening soon. We know that he's been going about this by sea. We've been hearing about strike after strike on these alleged drug boats carrying alleged drugs into the United States. But he has warned that he may take this to land. But here's what he had to say when I asked him about those reports.
There are reports that you are considering strikes within Venezuela. Is that true?
No.
That you made a decision on that?
No, it's not true.
So he said, no, it's not true. But of course, he may not broadcast this if it is true. We know, of course, that he is moving the world's largest aircraft carrier to the Caribbean, the USS Ford. That is coming in from the Mediterranean. The last I checked with defense sources, they said it was still making its way over there. That could take about a week, and it left last week, at the end of last week. And then he also has many other Navy destroyers, destroyer ships, warships, moving a lot of military hardware to that region. So a lot of questions around that today, Connell.
All right, like you said, we might hear more from the president later this evening on this Halloween. Already in Florida, Kelly Meyer is traveling with them in Palm Beach. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.